Welcome back to day 2 of the Eagan Thanksgiving Shootout. Thank you very much to our guest announcers yesterday. So now they had a good time, and thank you for your contributions. Hopefully we'll see you back later this afternoon. Today's matchup is against Cottage Grove. Eagan faced the other Cottage Grove B2 Wolfpack team last weekend, falling short, I believe, 3-2. The Wildcats tied the Rogers Royals in a battle yesterday, 2-2, being outshot by 20 shots. So your Eagan Wildcats 0-1, looking to get a W on the board. There's 12 minutes on the clock. They are in their home whites, getting right to left. The Cottage Grove Wolfpack in their away greens, getting left to right. Your starting 5 for the Eagan Wildcats: Ethan Rudolph, Caden Austin, Bo Donahue, Nolan Kolaji, Ethan Rudolph. In net to start this contest is Noah McPherson. Puck drop. Gets pushed back to Rudolph. Rudolph on the far boards. He's going to nudge it up to Nolan Kolaji. Kolaji slits the defenders, comes out with a puck into one-on-one, and shoots. Big time save by the Cottage Grove goaltender. He took that against the chest plate, bounced up wide, far boards. Kolaji out to Austin. Austin, Laurent, they're all back. Shot on goal by Rudolph. That gets patted away, far boards. Outlet pass, near boards, cross ice for Cottage Grove. Cottage Grove coming with speed to the near side circle, knocked away. Team effort by Beckett Laurent and Caden Austin. Rudolph is there to help. He can't clear it. That puck is stopped at the point. Shot, pad save. McPherson. Cottage Grove centering pass taken away by the Eagan defenseman. Pushed out to Donahue. Donahue centers it up for Rudolph. Rudolph runs into a trio of Cottage Grove players. Cottage Grove right through the mid slot. That shot, pad save, rebound. Stays right in the crease for what felt like eternity before it was knocked away by Eagan and sent down the ice. Icing's been waved. Proudy's on the puck. Reverses course behind the Cottage Grove netminder. Doing it again, waiting for his teammates to get in the ice. Puck deflected wide. Proudy's still on it. Point. You got Stricker, Haynes, Proudy, Bauman, and Lawrence. Cottage Grove stopped at the point by Haynes. Haynes, his shot on net. Stick save, wide left, up high off the glass. Lawrence looking for Bauman. Bauman skates just in front of it as Cottage Grove comes the other way. Haynes stops him right at the blue line in the Eagan zone. Touch pass up to Lawrence. Lawrence, he's just going to clear the zone, sends it down far ice as Eagan and Cottage Grove get a quick change. Cottage Grove. Well, it passed a little bit too far as Austin's on the ice to pick that up. So Austin, Laurent, Cy, Donahue, Gannon on for your Wildcats. Laurent, nice job, good strong stick, near boards, sends it back to the center logo. Puck chased down by Cy and Gannon. Cottage Grove splits the D, it's a 3-on-1. Huge stop by Beckett Laurent. That was a 3-on-1 big time save, and it is stopped by McPherson. So Eagan staves off the onslaught brought by the Cottage Grove Wolfpack to keep this game tied up at 0, 9:09 remaining in the first period. Shots on goal, 3 for the Wolfpack, 2 for your Wildcats. We're going to face off in the Eagan defensive zone. Proudy sends it over to Rudolph. Rudolph, supported by Haynes, takes it back around the net, looking up for Kolaji. Kolaji on the far boards. He gets disrupted as the puck goes back and forth, and now is able to get thrown down the ice. Rudolph applies some pressure. Zone almost held by Kolaji, just jumps up over his stick. So Proudy battles at center line. 3 Wolfpack players to 1 Prouty. Haynes, he's going to throw it down into the far corner. Here comes Eagan. Prouty, touch pass, backhand shot, saved. Cottage Grove. Back to Haynes. Haynes, his shot off the shin pad of a Wolfpack player. Gets his own rebound. Goes over to Cottage right in the middle, taken away by Cottage Grove. Cottage Grove, they're sending it down the ice to the center line. Haynes does a nice job coming on the other side of the ice as Stricker was a step behind his man. Now it's a 2-on-1 going the other way. Austin on the ice, pad save by McPherson, picked up by Austin. Austin wraps around his own net, up to Donahue. Donahue looking for Rudolph. That's knocked back for an offside by Cottage Grove. Sort of a neutralized drop, far side of the ice. Eagan bubble. As we've got Lawrence, Donahue, Bauman, Laurent, and Austin. Donahue takes the face off, gets it back to Laurent at lefty. Laurent waits a little bit too long. That gets nudged up by Cottage Grove. Cottage Grove then gets swarmed around the near side circle as Donahue is able to clear the zone, chase it down, supported by James Lawrence. Cottage Grove wraps around their own net. Picked up far boards momentarily by Lawrence. Now Donahue back to Laurent. Laurent, he's going to push it back to the Eagan defensive zone, far corner, where Austin can pick it up. Austin comes up with speed near boards. Up to Donahue. Donahue. Looking at Lawrence, looking at Bauman, goes off a skate. Bauman falls down, catches Eagan on a change. Glove save, McPherson! All right, so Eagan had 6 players on the ice. So that's too many men. But we stopped the goal, so that's great. So the Cottage Grove Wolfpack, they go on the power play as there's a miscommunication on the Eagan bench. Elliot Bauman will take a seat in the sin bin for 1:30, 7 minutes remaining in the first period. Prouty, Stricker, Haynes, Gannon on the ice. That's a shot, pad save, far boards by McPherson. Stricker looking for Gannon, taking it by Cottage Grove. Cottage Grove, bouncing shot, rebound, comes to the far side of the slot, and somehow McPherson, he's moving like a cat today. He goes from the right post to the left post, very nimbly blocks that and is able to cover it, so we'll have a face-off. Far circle, Eagan defensive zone. Nice job by Prouty. He gets spun around. Stricker trying to battle up front. Poked down low by Cottage Grove. Cottage Grove, they're going to cycle the puck back to the near side point. That shot off of Michael Haynes' stick does not get through. Shot, glove save, bounces wide right, picked up by Graham Prouty. Prouty's looking for time and space. He goes high off the boards, able to clear the zone, forcing Cottage Grove to reset. Gannon and Prouty battling in the neutral zone. 39 seconds remaining on the penalty kill for your Eagan Wildcats as Michael Haynes takes it far side of the ice all by himself. He's going to go off the boards, chase it down. Cottage Grove, they cycle it near side, catching Eagan on a change again. Austin, that's a shot, glove save, McPherson. You got Austin, Donahue, Cy, and Laurent. 22 seconds left on the penalty kill. Face off, near side circle, Eagan defensive zone, just to McPherson's left-hand side. Donahue takes the face off. He's going to pinch it up against the far corner. Near side corner. As that comes out to Everett Cy. Takes himself. He's got a one-on-one. Great poke check by the Cottage Grove defenseman. Knocks that away. Oh, as Cy was looking to attack and fill his stat sheet. Offside, not called. Shot wide right. Eagan back on the back heels, wrap around, and that goal is up and in. So Cottage Grove capitalizes at the end of the power play to go up 0-1 against the Eagan Wildcats on what was a missed offside call early on in that possession. Cy, Donahue, Bauman, Laurent, Austin. Donahue to Cy. Cy near boards. He's helped down to his knees by Cottage Grove. As they go back to Laurent. Laurent back to center ice. Back and forth. So that'll be an offside. They're going to go back to the center logo. So here you go. We line back up at the logo. You've got Lawrence, Donahue, Bauman, Austin, Laurent. Laurent backhands it up the boards. Nice job by Cottage Grove, cycling it to the far side of the ice. That's a shot, pad save, wide right by McPherson. Zone cleared by Lawrence, up to Bauman. Bauman looking for Donahue. They run into traffic at the center line. Cottage Grove comes the other way with it. So Cottage Grove, what started out to be a pretty close game, shots on net-wise, is now 11-3 in favor of the Wolfpack. Bauman up center ice, pass up to James Lawrence. Lawrence from the near side circle. His shot gloved down by Cottage Grove. So the face-off in the Eagan offensive zone as Prouty, Haynes, Stricker, Rudolph, and Kolagi skate on the ice. McPherson, he wakes up his leg, skates near boards and back, settles in between the pipes. Prouty takes the face-off himself. He gets pushed back behind the Cottage Grove net. Cottage Grove out with it. Outlet pass right through the heart of the Eagan defense. Michael Haynes gets beat. That's a shot. Wide and high left. They were aiming for that corner that was open. Eagan gets a little lucky on that break as they break down. 4:07 remaining in the first period. Cottage Grove coming the other way with numbers as Eagan's forced to back check. Picked up by Stricker. Stricker's going to... He tried to stop and get it up to Donahue, or Prouty. That was mishandled. Cottage Grove holds the zone, dumps it near side corner, where Haynes has to get it out to Rudolph. Rudolph loses the puck. Cottage Grove backhand saucer pass a little bit too high. Can't be controlled by their centerman. Puck is loose and finally knocked away by Ethan. So no icing as that puck did not get there. Eagan stopped skating. It's like they're just content to keep this at a one-goal game going into the second period. Cottage Grove with all the momentum. They get called for offside near boards. Swung to neutralized drop, Eagan side of the ice, near side bubble. And Donahue, Gannon, Cy, Laurent, and Austin. Puck drop goes to Donahue. It's Donahue and Gannon against 4, make that 5 of the Cottage Grove Wolfpack. Your Eagan Wildcats not applying any pressure here early in the game. Cottage Grove enters the zone, far boards. They track it down, quick shot right through the low slot. Laurent gets knocked down, no call. Laurent back taps it, looking for Austin, nipped by the referee. That's a nice, very nice tip by Cottage Grove, just goes a little bit high. That would have been in for sure. Very intelligent play by the Wolfpack. They fan at the point. Somehow, second effort, gets right through the low slot and knocked away by Laurent. That's a shot, that's a goal, Cottage Grove. So Cottage Grove goes up 0-2 here late in the first period. As they're showing the heart that the Eagan Wildcats were showing yesterday. Lawrence, Prouty, Bauman, Stricker, Haynes. Prouty lines up, takes the face-off. He gets tied up, Cottage Grove, picks his pocket, nudges it far side of the ice. Nice job by Bauman getting a stick on that, nudges up to Prouty. Prouty, he's going to dump it, tries to go deep. That's gloved down by the Cottage Grove defenseman. And now Cottage Grove, they're just out skating your Eagan Wildcats this morning. 1:59 remaining in the first period. Eagan's offside. Will have a neutralized drop, far bubble. Cottage Grove side of the ice. So same 5. Prouty to Lawrence. Lawrence not getting any help as there were 2 Wildcats. So if the Wildcats come back and watch this game, what I hope that they see is that Cottage Grove is first to the puck and with numbers. Eagan Wildcats back on their heels, just trying not to lose this game. Does not look like they're trying to win it. Hopefully between periods we can regroup, recenter, and come out with some passion. Rudolph, Haynes, Stricker, Prouty, and Cottage. Haynes and Rudolph, they throw it up into the Eagan offensive zone. Cottage Grove collects it, wraps it around the boards. Harassed by Cottage. Nice outlet pass right through the logo as Cottage Grove had an opportunity taken away by Eagan. That's offside. Neutralized drop. One minute on the dot remaining. Donahue, Colachi, Rudolph, Laurent, Austin. Cottage Grove wins the face-off. Centering pass goes a little bit too hot, a little bit too behind their attacking left winger. Colachi on the far boards. He gets held up. Nice help by Donahue. Donahue up to Colachi. Colachi from the circle. The puck is loose. The puck is in! Oh, the puck was on the line! The puck was on the line. Nice job by Cottage Grove scooping that out. As Cottage Grove clears the zone. Austin's pass intercepted by Cottage Grove. Shot from the top of the point. Up off of Austin's head. But Cottage Grove keeps battling. Now Austin does come down with it. Far corner, 15 seconds. Cross-ice pass to Rudolph. Rudolph is a one-on-one. He's going to come right to the center. Comes back near side. He comes around. He shoots. That's a glove save by Cottage Grove. As they clear the crease. Nice job by Rudolph not retaliating. Took a swipe at the goalie before the whistle was blown. So nice, calm drive by Eagan Wildcats. 3.8 seconds. Donahue's out there. Haynes, Rudolph, Stricker, Colachi. Quick shot by Haynes wide left. And that will take us to the end of the first period. Period 2, Eagan Wildcats in the home white, skating left to right. The Cottage Grove, Wolfpack skating right to left. Noah McPherson back in net. Gannon, Prouty, Cy, Stricker, Haynes. Face off goes back to Haynes. Haynes get up to Cy. Cy along the far borders, picked up by Prouty. Prouty with speed, with energy. His shot blocked away. Far boards picked up by Cottage Grove. That's knocked down by Cy. Cy gathers it back at the center line, tries to throw it up for Prouty. Taken away by Cottage. So Prouty, good poke check. Cottage Grove clears the zone. Back to Stricker. Stricker going to wrap around. He's going to throw up to Cy. Cy on the near boards. Gets held up momentarily as Prouty chases down Prouty from the near side circle. His shot. Rebounds there. That's a shot and save again. That's a goal. There we go. Effort, 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 effort. Eagan Wildcats on the board. A little rough play after the goal. That puck was loose. The second shot I thought went in. So did Eagan, but somehow popped back out, and then Cy was there to throw it back into the net. Charlie arguing in defense of his Wildcats as one of his Wildcat players took a bit of a brunt end of a stick at the end of that play. Bauman, Donahue, Lawrence, Laurent, and Austin on the ice. Face-off goes to Donahue. Donahue takes it himself, gets taken away, gets the puck taken away, and now here comes Cottage Grove the other way. Laurent, he's back. Nice job. Swipes that away wide left near boards. Wow, great pass. That's a shot. Blocked by Laurent. I love watching kids find the open ice, and that defenseman was wide open. It was a great pass. Trying to reset the zone. Now here comes Austin on the far boards. Battles, gets it back to Donahue. Donahue back to the point. Cottage Grove, they're going to move it down to the near boards. Picked up by Laurent. Hand pass, however, we're in the defensive zone, so that's legal. Cottage Grove has to chase that down back in their own defensive zone. Picked up by Laurent. Haynes almost on too early. Bauman on the far boards. Back tap to Donahue. Donahue looking near side for Lawrence as that puck comes just out. Austin's forced to take the offside, so we'll regroup here. Near side bubble. Cottage Grove half of the ice. I'm not sure what the coach has said mid-period, but your Wildcats have found some sense of purpose and urgency. Kolagi, Prouty, Rudolph, Stricker, Haynes. 10-14 remaining in the second period. Face off. Prouty lines up. He takes it, he wins it, gets to Rudolph. Rudolph dumps in the offensive zone, tracks it down wide right of the goaltender. Outlet pass, taken away by Prouty. Eagan with numbers. Prouty, Kolagi, and Rudolph all attacking that puck. And Kolagi comes out with it. Back shot gets taken away by Cottage Grove. Cottage Grove. They catch Eagan sleeping a little bit as Haynes has to come all the way down. He tracks it down. Wraps around the Eagan net. Outlet pass near boards to Kolagi. Kolagi, he's got Rudolph. Passes it. High slot. Rudolph tries to slide it back down to Kolagi. That gets deflected by Cottage Grove. Cottage Grove going the other way. That's a tip. Stricker's got to catch up to it. Stricker on the far boards. Eagan defensive zone. Turnover. Quick shot by Cottage Grove. Knocked down by Haynes. Bouncing puck back to the blue line. Shot. That's tipped. Blocker save. McPherson. Eagan with numbers. Weak sticks. Taken away by Cottage Grove. Stricker near side circle. Great pass. That shot sailed wide right. As Eagan's finally able to clear the zone, Cottage Grove is forced to regroup back at their own blue line. Little D-to-D pass before it's tipped up. And taken away by Bo Donahue. Bo Donahue off the boards into the offensive zone. Knocked up back to neutral ice by Cottage Grove. Rudolph will take a penalty for a hook. So Rudolph will go to the box. Eagan Wildcats go back on the penalty kill. 8:36 remaining in the second period. You got Donahue and Gannon, Laurent, Austin. Face off to McPherson's right-hand side, Eagan defensive zone. Donahue lines up. Wins the face-off, nudges it back to the left D. That's a shot, it's a tip by Laurent into McPherson. McPherson covers it. All right, so we'll line up. We'll do it again. The McPherson's right-hand side. Donahue again settles up, nudges it back to the right defenseman. He fans on it. Gannon tried to poke it out. Cottage Grove recovers it, throw it deep. Far side as they wrap it back behind the Eagan goaltender. Quick passes by the Wolfpack. Sails wide to Laurent. Laurent wraps it around back to the near side post. Puck finally falls onto the stick of Caden Austin. Austin on the far boards. He takes a hit. Donahue up to Gannon. Gannon to the red line. Gannon, he takes a penalty. Nice job. So that'll be a check as Cottage Grove goes to the bench as the Eagan Wildcats show some fire. So it's 4-on-4 for 51 seconds, and the Eagan Wildcats will get a power play for 39 seconds. Stricker, Haynes, Sy, and Bauman. Sy looking for the left D. Haynes and Stricker both thought the other one had it as the puck sails wide and splits them both. Haynes in the near corner up to Bauman. Bauman loses the puck. That's a shot. That's gloved down by McPherson. So we'll have a face-off to McPherson's right-hand side. Eagan defensive zone. 7:34 remaining in the second period. Same four will stay on the ice for Eagan Wildcats. Everett Sy lines up to take the face-off. Quick shot by the Wolfpack. Sails wide right. Picked up by Michael Haynes. Michael Haynes held up a bit. That shot wide right, back off the boards. That shot knocked Stricker off his feet. Great job by Bauman getting that puck away from Cottage Grove until they recover it on the far boards. Stricker takes the puck near boards, loses the Cottage Grove. Cottage Grove. They send it back down past the Eagan red line as Haynes has to retreat to recover that puck. Eagan has 5. We are officially on the power play but cannot control the puck. Centering pass interrupted by Everett Sy. Sy's going the distance. It's Sy and Prouty. Sy along the far circle. His shot. That's a goal! Initial glove save by Cottage Grove. Comes out of the glove. And Graham Prouty picks up the garbage, knocks that in, ties us at 2. 6:40 in the second period. Your Eagan Wildcats were being outshot by 10 shots on net, and now we've battled back to a 12-15 disadvantage. Face off. Prouty. Back to Laurent. Laurent. He tries to get it back to the left winger. That shot wide left by Cottage Grove. Austin skates down to pick it up. It's Cottage Grove, holds his own, wraps it behind the Eagan net. It's 5-on-5 hockey due to that power play goal by Eagan Wildcats. Rudolph. He changes course, comes back behind his own netminder. He's looking up ice, back to neutral ice. Cottage is there. Cottage battles. He can't catch up to it. Cottage Grove throws it back into the Eagan defensive zone. Picked up by Austin. Austin surveys the ice. He waits too long, almost taken away by Cottage Grove. Now he's got some, there he goes. He's got some fire in his feet. Comes around, gets to Prouty. Prouty back up to Cottage. Cottage back to center ice. No call as Rudolph is shown the floor. Cottage throws it near side as Austin will pass it right back to Cottage, far side of the ice. That's offside Eagan. And Laurent tried to hold the blue line, so we'll get a fresh 5. In Stricker, Haynes, Donahue, Lawrence, and Bauman. Nolan McPherson, solid half, 15 shots on net, 13 saves, as Brody Verstraat is now in goal. Stricker, Lawrence, and Bauman all battle the puck. Picked up eventually by Haynes in the near side corner. Passes up to Bauman, Bauman back to Stricker. Stricker wraps it back behind the Eagan net for Michael Haynes. Michael Haynes up the near boards to Bauman. Bauman, he's going to let it sail down. Icing will be the call. And it does not get there. Icing has been waived. Cottage drove across the far ice. He gets his pocket picked by Haynes. Haynes, he throws it looking for on net. Instead hits number 20 in the back. Lawrence to Donahue. Donahue on the near corner. He can't come away with it. Strong sticks by Cottage drove. Cross ice outlet pass. It's a 2-on-1. Going the other way. Shot on net. Verstraat lets that, he waves that to the far left. Rebound falls to Lawrence. Lawrence, he gets tracked down from behind, so Bauman deflected at the center line, and he'll throw it deep far side corner as Eagan gets a change. And Cottage Grove, they knew the play. Cottage Grove, they came up two at the red line. They pass Michael Haynes. He's going to get a penalty for knocking a kid down back behind the play. So Michael Haynes will go to the box for a Cottage Grove power play. Gannon, Cy, Laurent. All right, Laurent, Proudy, Cy, Austin. Proudy takes the face off. Cottage drove. They cycle it back. That shot, that's high. Off Verstraat's glove. The puck is loose right through the mid slot as Eagan's able to clear it back up to the top. Nice job by Proudy. That shot off of his breezers. He runs into the boards. Nice physical play. He's going to slide it near side. Cottage drove. They're going to collect it back behind their own net. Cy applies pressure. Puck falls back to center ice. That'll be offside. Laurent dumps it back into the Eagan offensive zone before Proudy can get back. So we'll have a face-off on the Eagan half of the ice, neutral zone. Kolagi, Gannon, Laurent, and Austin. Kolagi steps up, takes the face-off at the top bubble. Nudges it back to Laurent. Laurent looking for Austin. Taken away by Cottage Grove. Cottage Grove's out breakaway. Kicks it to himself. Goes wide left, picked up right in front of the net by Laurent. Laurent out to the top of the zone. Picked up by Cottage Grove. Cottage Grove. That shot sails, tipped wide right. Cottage Grove, backhand pass back on the Eagan net. That's a shot wide right as Laurent and Austin were on it. That's a slapper from the top of the zone. Missed wide right. That's a shot. That's a rebound. A nice job by Brody Verstraat. Knocks that down as Gannon battles at the top of the zone. Cottage Grove muscles the puck away from him and knocks it down back behind Verstraat. 4 seconds remaining in the power play. That's a shot on net. Knocked down by Laurent. Nice job by Beckett. Eagan is full strength. Rudolph enters the zone. Shot blocked wide, top boards. As here comes Kolagi. Kolagi looking for Rudolph. Rudolph, top boards. He takes a shot right from the top circle. That's gloved down. So we'll have an offensive zone face-off. Rudolph, Kolagi, Gannon, Stricker, Haynes. Up Donahue, Rudolph, Lawrence, Stricker, Haynes. Donahue. Back out to Haynes. Haynes can't hold his own. Cottage Grove, they muscle past him. It's a 2-on-1 going the other way. Nice job by Eagan. And Rudolph interrupting that pass. It's a 3-on-2 going the other way. Rudolph enters, top of the slot. His shot. He's looking for wide post. Kept it low. Rebound. Sails wide. Picked up by Donahue. Offside by about an inch. So we'll have a neutralized drop, far bubble. Cottage Grove side of the ice. Haynes, Stricker, Donahue, Kolaji, Lawrence. Cottage Grove takes it momentarily, taken away by Donahue. Donahue, top circle, his shot sails wide right. Kolaji's there to apply some pressure as Cottage Grove sails it right back on their own net. Centering pass by Lawrence, going home for your Wildcats. Haynes caught creeping a little bit low. It's a 2-on-1 going the other way. Great back check by Kolaji. That's a shot. Pad save wide left by Verstraat. Stricker to Kolaji. Back to Stricker. Stricker up the near boards. Doesn't get it through the Wolfpack. Puck is right through the low slot. Looked like kids didn't know where the puck was. Eagan forces it out, and here comes Kolaji. Kolaji, his pass up, looking for Donahue. Threw it out in front of him. As Eagan, that's an offside. So we'll have a neutralized drop. Far bubble. 1:03 remaining in the second period. As you've got Laurent, Austin, Prouty, Bauman, and Cy. Eagan would love to cap off this period with a leading goal. Prouty back to Laurent. Laurent, nice little slick slide pass over to Austin. Austin takes his time, slides it up to Cy. Cy along the far boards. He's going to drop it down low, wrap it around the Cottage Grove netminder. Picked up by Prouty. Prouty to Bauman. Bauman shot. That's a stick save. Goaltender was not expecting it. Bounces wide right. Picked up by Cottage Grove. Back beyond their own net. Cottage Grove clears the zone. Forces Austin to gather back at the center line. Austin to Laurent. Laurent back to the Cottage Grove blue line. Controlled by Cottage Grove. 26 seconds remaining in the second period. Laurent up ice to Cy. Cy. He's off to the races. Picked up by Cottage Grove. As they come the other way, far boards. It's a deflection. Goes back to Beckett Laurent. Laurent backhand pass. Knocked away by Cottage Grove as he was looking for Everett Cy. Centering opportunity knocked away by Eagan Wildcats. Back to center ice. 2 seconds remaining. 1 second. And that'll call it the second period here as the Eagan Wildcats have a big second period and tie the game 2 apiece. Here we are, starting the third period. Eagan Wildcats in their home white, skating right to left against the Cottage Grove Wolfpack in their away green, skating left to right. Brody Verstraat back in net. Donahue, Rudolph, Stricker, Haynes, and Kolaji on the ice for your Wildcats to start this third period. Shots on goal, 14 for your Wildcats, 17 for the Cottage Grove Wolfpack. Cottage Grove controls the face-off. They take it near boards. And Eagan forces an offside. So we'll line up near side bubble. Eagan half of the ice. For a neutral zone drop, Donahue lines up with Rudolph on his right, left and Kolaji on his right. Gets Kolaji. Kolaji takes the far side of the ice. Poke check by Cottage Grove. He's going to catch up to it and throw it deep. Little dump and chase for your Wildcats. Rudolph is waiting to see where they're going to go with the puck. And they go all the way down. That should be an icing. And it is. So your Wildcats will come all the way back down into their offensive zone. They will have a face-off to the netminder's right-hand side. Laurent, Austin, Donahue, Kolaji, Rudolph are lined up, hoping to get some quick shots on net off the face-off. Donahue, back to Rudolph, Rudolph to Laurent, Laurent. Try to go back to Rudolph, and now he does. Good second effort. Rudolph wheels around, back behind the center line, or the goal line, nudges it around for Kolaji. Kolaji back to Rudolph. Donahue's parked out in front. Rudolph, his shot sails wide left. Cottage Grove wraps it back on their own net. Austin comes up, holds the zone. As that sails back on the net again, and Rudolph. Cottage Grove out to the point. Laurent, his shot. That's a stick save. It's a rebound. Second save. As Donahue gets held up. No call. Out to the mid slot. Picked up by Kolaji. Nice job, Nolan. Goalie's got no stick. As Cottage Grove are able to exit the zone. Taken away by Laurent. Laurent tries to dump it. Gets it knocked away. Austin's there to back up. Austin enters the zone. Sliding pass over to Rudolph. Rudolph, his shot sails wide left. The goaltender's now able to pick up his stick. Missed opportunity for Eagan Wildcats. 10:20 remaining in the third period. Laurent, Prouty, Kolaji on the ice. Austin gets beat. As Laurent comes around to apply pressure, Cottage Grove has it in the Eagan defensive zone. That's a shot. That's high. That's wide. That's a goal. So that went up off of Prouty. That sailed wide left, and Cottage Grove was there to clear the crease and find the back of the net. Cottage Grove now up 2-3 with 9:58 remaining in the third period. Lawrence, Bauman, Prouty, Stricker, Haynes. Prouty takes the face-off, gets to Stricker. Stricker, little tap pass looking for Bauman. That's out in front, picked up by Cottage Grove. Back and forth along the far boards. Puck sails up to Bauman. Bauman looking for Lawrence. Lawrence can't catch up to it. Cottage Grove takes the offensive zone near boards. Stricker and Bauman, they collect the puck. Get it to Haynes. Haynes tries to wrap it around, but Cottage Grove, they're holding the boards. Haynes applies pressure. Outlet pass intercepted by James Lawrence. Lawrence takes it to the red line. He's going to dump it himself as he had no support. Back behind the Cottage Grove net, picked up by Cottage Grove. They're going to come out with it with fire as that goes a little bit wide. Gannon tried to hop up on it. As Cottage Grove takes away from Lawrence. So Cottage Grove, they definitely have the adrenaline off that last goal. Eagan, they enter the zone. Gannon, back on the net. It's a Gannon sandwich down there as 3 Cottage Grove players and no Eagan players were there to help. So early in this third period, we're seeing a lot of what looked like a first period Eagan lull. That was a push, and that's almost a goal. That slid right through the crease. Eagan, they're getting lucky. They're going to call that offside, as that was a bit of a lackluster shift by your Wildcats. Down 1. In the third period. Eagan looking for a sense of urgency. Gannon, Sy, Prouty, Stricker, Haynes. Prouty pushes the face out back to center ice, corralled by Cottage Grove. They're forced to throw it up to Michael Haynes. Haynes up to Sy. Intercepted by Gannon. Gannon through the high slot. He's going to take a shot. That's a glove save. I'll take that all day. We're going to get an offensive face-off to the netminder's left-hand side. Prouty, Gannon, Cy, Haynes, Stricker, Verstrop back in net. Prouty looking for Cy. Eagan just has to get some shots on net. Cy, his shot wide left. Zone maintained by Michael Haynes. Cottage drove, they're going to far side of the ice as they've got a player. Nice job looking for their attacking right winger, taken away by Haynes. Poke check by Cottage Grove back into the Eagan defensive zone. Stricker tries to apply pressure, centering pass. Picked up, deflected wide right. Michael Haynes, nice job kicking that over to Everett Cy. Cy along the boards looking for a self pass, and that sells out to the Cottage Grove point. They're going to shoot it wide right. As that puck was a dangerous one, knocked down by Eagan. Saucer pass. Prouty to Cy, taken away by Cottage Grove. Cottage Grove back into the Eagan defensive zone. Austin, Prouty, Laurent, Gannon, and Cy. Prouty up to Cy. Eagan gets a change. Cy pushes the offensive zone. His shot knocked down by Cottage Grove. Austin. That's a quick shot. Rebound. Goal! Donahue! That coming off a shot from Nolan Cottage on the far boards. Was up, was patted down. Donahue's there to knock it in. I was just getting ready to read the names of the 5 kids on the ice as your Eagan Wildcats were getting a switch after a dump and chase. 3-3, 60-34 remaining in the third period. Your Eagan Wildcats have battled back. Rudolph, Donahue, Cottage, Laurent, Austin. Verstrop back in net. Eagan pushing the offensive zone. Cottage Grove, they're able to clear it as they come the other way with numbers. Taken away by Austin. Austin to Cottage. Cottage's got one man to beat far boards. He outskates the puck. Cottage Grove clears it back to neutral ice and Austin. Austin back to Laurent. Laurent off the boards to Rudolph. Rudolph, he comes around, tries to get it deep. Second and third effort over to Cottage. Cottage gets his pocket picked right through the mid slot. Cottage Grove takes the offensive zone along the far boards. Austin's there to slow them down. To Donahue to Cottage. Cottage off the boards himself. Cottage's on a fast break. He's got Rudolph on his left. He shoots and sails wide left. Great effort by your Wildcats. However, now it's 4-2 going the other way as that shot sails wide. Cottage Grove picked up near side by Graham Prouty. Prouty, he's got Cottage on his right. He comes around near circle, makes one miss. He's going to shoot. That's a glove save. Beautiful effort by Graham Prouty. 5:31 remaining in the third period. That last minute was some Wildcat hockey. Haynes, Stricker back at D. Lawrence, Prouty, Bauman as your 3 forwards. Face off to the Cottage Grove netminder's right hand side. Taken by Prouty. Prouty over to Bauman. Shot by Lawrence, deflected out to Haynes. Haynes with time. His shot deflected. He gets the rebound, tries to get it down low to Prouty. Knocked away by Cottage Grove. Cottage Grove going the other way. They come across the blue line, picked up by Stricker. Stricker backwards pass looking for Lawrence. Prouty will skate up and take that. He gets stuck against the boards. His pass to Lawrence goes deep. Cottage Grove tries to get it out of the zone to Stricker. Stricker through the slot. His shot. Save. Well, another face off to the Cottage Grove netminder's right hand side. We'll get some fresh legs. And Gannon, Cy, Donahue, Laurent, Austin. Donahue takes the face off back to Cy. Cy to Laurent. Laurent, shoot! Oh, nice pass! That's off the far post! Nice try by Gannon. As his deflection just goes wide, Cottage Grove comes the other way. Shot on net. Stick save wide right. That shot right through the crease. Picked up by Cottage Grove. Another shot. Big time save. Verstrop patted down. Austin back behind his own net. Tries to wrap it around for Gannon. Now he does. Gannon up ice to Cy, right behind him. Cy's to tip it out of the zone. Cottage Grove, they're happy just to cycle it to some open ice, and they're going to go down to Caden Austin. Austin gathers the puck up, looking for Everett Sy. He's got Donahue free on the far end. That puck just goes off of his stick. Oh, good poke check. Cottage Grove comes the other way with it. Donahue back check. Lawrence is there. Shot, pad save, rebound, sails wide to Cottage Grove. Cottage Grove backhand pass right back past the Eagan goal line. That centering pass sails up to the lower circle. Cottage Grove, lots of opportunities as this puck sails down to Everett Sy. And Laurent out to center ice. Cottage Grove regroups, they're going to send it down deep. Eagan gets a quick change. Got Prouty and Rudolph. Rudolph, he's waiting for the puck. That pass was just a little narrow. Gannon gets off the ice for Kolaji. Kolaji enters the zone, gets absolutely harassed by Cottage Grove. Prouty's there to collect it and wrap it deep back behind the netminder. Wraparound pass, zone held by Haynes. Haynes looking for Rudolph. Rudolph, low side circle. He gets overwhelmed by green sweaters, and Prouty's there to help. Prouty and Rudolph. Cottage Grove comes out with it, back behind their own net. Outlet pass, knocked down by Kolaji. Kolaji wraps it around to the near boards. Rudolph is there. Rudolph gets a stick on it. Able to dump it deep in the near side corner. Corrals it, tries to drop it for Prouty, taken away by Cottage Grove. Cottage Grove. Outlet pass, taken away at the blue line. Nice job. And that's a cover. No call. As Rudolph was frustrated, he slaps the puck back to the referee. Referee just says, hey, calm down. It's okay. Just a game. 2:23 remaining. The referees do not want to decide this game. So Eagan, it's Laurent, Austin, Lawrence, Donahue, and Bauman. Bauman does a nice job getting that puck into the deep corner. Outlet pass, Cottage Grove, knocked away by Laurent. Laurent off the boards to Lawrence. Lawrence, near side circle. His centering pass deflected by Cottage Grove, back behind the net. Donahue to Bauman. Bauman's shot knocked down by Cottage Grove. Zone held by Laurent. Just for a minute, Cottage Grove trying to go the other way. Second effort as Cottage Grove, their shot, pad save, wide left, 1:56 remaining in the 3-3 game. So we will get a dead puck call as that hit the Eagan bench, and will come down into the Eagan defensive zone to Verstrad's right-hand side. Haynes, Stricker, Gannon, Sy, and Prouty. Timeout. Fans are on their feet. And by fans, it's okay, it's just me. 1:52 remaining in the third period of a tightly contested game here. Eagan Wildcats versus Cottage Grove Wolfpack. So a reset to Verstrad's right-hand side. Prouty, Gannon, Sy, Haynes, and Stricker. Cottage Grove, their shot deflected by Eagan, taken back behind his own net by Stricker. Stricker up to Prouty. Prouty goes around one player. He's got Sy on his left, Gannon in front of him. He's going to dump and chase. Cottage Grove tracks it down, far side corner. Nice job by Everett Sy getting back. He knocked that puck out to Haynes. Haynes off the board to Everett Sy. Sy to Gannon. Gannon makes a nice move at the red line. He's going to dump it and chase it. Back behind the Cottage Grove netminder, picked up by Sy. Sy centers it. That'll come back to center ice. 1:12 remaining as Michael Haynes is forced to track it down off the boards. Does not exit the zone. Michael Haynes throws him down. They're going to call a hurt player. So we'll come back and regroup. We're going to have a face-off to Brody Verstraat's left-hand side. 57 seconds remaining in the game. Shots on net. Eagan advantage 25-23. Left leg. That's the one thing about hockey is you hate to see kids get hurt. All right, so we're back 5-on-5 hockey. The puck will come out in a neutral zone, near side bubble, Eagan half of the ice. Donahue, Kolaji, Rudolph, Prouty, and Austin back at D. So your Eagan Wildcats putting their scoring line on the ice. Donahue to Rudolph, Rudolph back to Prouty, Prouty. Nice cross-ice pass for Kolaji, Kolaji. He's accompanied by Donahue and Rudolph. Kolaji tried to go high. And Cottage Grove forces the issue, 40 seconds remaining as Eagan gets it back up. Prouty to Donahue, Donahue. Trying to slide over to Kolaji. As that goes to Donahue. Donahue, top side circle. His shot. Oh, what a shot. That is sticked away. Wide left. Picked up by Donahue. Donahue to Rudolph. Rudolph, his shot. Fans on it. Back up to the point. And here comes Cottage Grove the other way. Austin tries to track it down. That's a shot. Blocker save. Wide left. 14 seconds remaining. Puck is in the Eagan defensive zone as Donahue comes out with it. 9 seconds. Up off the boards, Eagan does a dump and chase. 6 seconds. This game is going to end in a tie. Last shot, knocked down by Prouty. So we'll have a shootout here, as we do. Eagan Wildcats go 0-2 on the weekend as they take 2 ties. So we'll have a shootout. McPherson was in net yesterday, so I imagine Verstraat's going to be in net today for this shootout. Eagan Wildcats will select 3 skaters to advance the puck and try to get us an extra point. Looks like the first one is Everett Sy. Very fun format here in the Eagan Thanksgiving Shootout. The winner of the shootout gets an extra point. Eagan fell yesterday to the Rogers Royals, so Rogers picked up a point to tie and a point for the shootout. The Eagan Wildcats looking for a point on the shootout. So the referees, they look at both goaltenders, make sure they're ready as Everett Sy approaches the puck. Everett Sy, hopefully, is giving him some tips. He's saying, hey, you got to go down here. Rifle it in. I did not know there were that many rules of shootout. But I'm not a hockey player, so I've never been in a shootout. Everett Sy stares down the Cottage Grove goaltender. He's ready. He starts off by going to his right, then his left. He's gaining speed. Topside circle. Goes right down, he goes around, he shoots just wide right. Had him beat. Everett Sy with a nice move. Sails wide. Nice try by Everett. That sailed on a little bit. As number 10 from Cottage Grove comes up. Verstraat back in net, he's taking his direction. He says, all right, here we go. Cottage Grove, right through the slot, goes right at him. He sails right, and Verstraat slides over and gloves that down. Verstraat says, no thank you. As the Wildcats, and Michael Haynes with a big shot comes up. I would love to see Michael Haynes come near circle and rifle it in blocker side. Goaltender comes out, tries to take away the path. Michael Haynes, he goes right, he goes left. He fans on it. So the Wildcats go 0-2 on their first 2 skaters, but both had the goaltender beat. So Eagan, they've got the blueprint to beat this goaltender. They just have to finish. 75 from Cottage Grove lines up. Verstraat back in net. He comes out. She comes in hot with speed. She goes and tries to get a top blocker side corner. Sails a little high on her. Nice shot. For a fast skater, I like that kind of approach to a shootout at this age all day long. So Austin lines up looking to put Eagan on the board. So this is the third of 3 skaters. If he makes this, Cottage Grove will get one more try. If he does not make it, we go again. Cottage, oh, he does a nice job, tries to scoop it around. Cottage Grove goaltender, he stays home and is able to block that. So Eagan goes 0-3. A lot of pressure here on number 20 from the Cottage Grove Wolfpack, looking for an opportunity to end this. Verstraat comes up, blocks eyes. He's going to go blocker side. Cody says, I know where you're going. He's going to come over and pinch it, so we go for a 4th. And Ethan Rudolph. All right, so now it is skater on skater. Sudden death. Rudolph with speed comes right down the center. He stops and that is cracked. Ethan Rudolph finds the back of the net to put Eagan up 1-0. He absolutely froze the goaltender. Goaltender was sliding right. Ethan just stops and knocks it in. .24 from Cottage drove, looking to tie it up. He's going to come glove side. Around. Oh, he went blocker side. Saved by Fairshot. He fooled me. He did not fool Brody. Eagan Wildcats will take the extra point in the shootout. Love to see that. Nice job by Versop blocking all 4 shots on net. Combined, your Eagan goaltenders took 23 shots, blocked all but 3. Your Eagan Wildcats take game 2 in a tie, 3-3. Thank you. Yep.
Oh,